Hey, greetings, family. Greetings. It's your girl, formerly Geneva here. I titled the video, How Do We Tell a Difference? The reason I titled that is because I was trying to figure out, in regards to our race, in regards to the race that's, strictly melanated, the melanated race here, and everybody who's part of the melanated race, how do we tell a difference in our people? How do we tell a difference of who's actually for us? Who's actually for, you know, us as melanated beings, regardless of what your definition or your name for that is. And but ones that strictly should be about empowerment and about liberation. I'm like, how do we tell the difference? Like who's actually for us or not? Peace to everybody in the chat. How I mean, this is something on my mind. I was thinking about this since last night. And I was just questioning, like, how do I know if you're my tribe, if you're somebody that's for the empowerment, if you're somebody that's for the progression, if you're somebody that's for the growth, if you're somebody that's quote unquote conscious. Like when I think about consciousness, right? Because people always got many definitions of consciousness, and they always say, it's about just being aware of your surroundings, whatever you're dealing with. And I always say, okay, but the way that we define it, when we speak on the conscious community, and the way that we define it where we're like, well, we're conscious about who we are, our origination, where we come from, how powerful we are as melanated beings, all this, all the above, what we plagued with. That's what I've been thinking, what we plagued with, what we deal with, what we're oppressed by, all the above. But it's about also being conscious of the fact that where do you see yourself in this movement? Where do you see yourself in fighting back what we're plagued with? You feel me? About the work that you want to put in. Peace King, what Data Dogs just said, the work that they put in. So, and peace out Ty and Devin. So I'm like, you know, that's what I mean. Like, if we're conscious, right? We're not just conscious about where we come from, our history and all that. We're not just conscious about the position that we're placed in, living in this country. You know what I mean? And the place that we're at. We're competing with other cultures, but we're supposed to be conscious about what we're supposed to be doing. You know what I mean? Like, what our place is and what role we're supposed to be playing. What exactly will we see ourselves in this movement? How do we want to be a contributor? How do we want to contribute? What's the work that we want to do? You know what I mean? And where do we see ourselves, growing with that? So I noticed that a lot of times, people come into the conscious community, or they talk to the conscious community, or they introduce themselves to it, and they don't be about, the work. It's just strictly about, saying that it's about empowerment, and it's about, put boots on the ground and being about the liberation and putting about the work, but then don't do none of that. It's just strictly about boosting themselves. It's strictly about getting themselves into some sort of fame or Hollywood or something, to where they just trying to get some YouTube fame or notoriety, or they just trying to make money and just progress themselves, but they not really actually for the empowerment of us as a collective. But this is what we say though. When we come out to the conscious community, we introduce ourselves to the conscious community. We say we about liberation. We about the work. We want to fight back oppression. We want to build up the economics. We want to empower ourselves. We want to abstain. We want to be self-sufficient. Like, we say all of this, but then where do people actually stand behind it? Most people come out and they do the total opposite. They come give you some knowledge, teach you a little about where you come from, and then it's all about boosting themselves on some individualism. Like, they start doing the stuff that they spoke about, they spoke out against. They build themselves up on speaking out against, talking about celebrities who just use the community and build themselves up and move on. But then they doing the same thing. And then you just like, all right, is this what the conscious community is about? Is this what consciousness is about? Even ones who don't even consider themselves part of the conscious community, and all they do is speak out against it. It's like, what's the point of that? What's the point of speaking out against it? If you don't like the conscious community, don't associate with it. Pretend we don't even exist. Don't talk about us. Don't talk to us. Ignore us. But a lot of these people come out and they introduce themselves to the conscious community. They come on conscious community platforms. They attack people in the conscious community. They get themselves known in it just to talk down on it, just to speak against it. And then that's when you start thinking about their purpose. Is that just strictly for some YouTube fame and notoriety? Just so, because it's like, there's no, you can't tell me that the gist of the conscious community, or at least what that I feel though the majority of us are aware of in regards to it, is that it's strictly supposed to be about fighting oppression. It's strictly about to be about liberation. It's strictly supposed to be about unity and empowerment. Everything that we say and that you hear people speak on, but then people come out and they do something totally opposite. They come out and they introduce themselves to it saying that, but then they do something totally opposite. They either push themselves in regards to trying to be some sort of fame and getting some sort of Hollywood, or they push themselves in trying to do their own thing and push their own little business, just by strictly banging on it. Like, and it's just like, okay, how do we tell the difference? How do we tell the difference on who's who, or who's actually a part of it? Because everybody's coming out saying one thing. Everybody's coming out and introducing themselves to this community. Everybody's coming out and situating themselves a part of it, even initially. Everybody's coming out and they speaking to it. And this is where you get a little confused, like, okay, well, what is your purpose? You know what I mean? What's the end result? What was the purpose of coming out talking to the conscious community and whatnot? If you wasn't trying to be about collectiveness, if you wasn't trying to be about us working together and us being about working collectively so we can ultimately lead to liberation. Everything is not always, a state of mind. Everything is not always in your mind. I mean, look at Flint and contaminated water. That's out of our control here. So, there's a lot of things that are happening to us, that's beyond our control, that we can do something to fight it, or to combat it. But that takes, progression, that takes, all of us together. So, and it takes more than just words, and it takes more than just saying it. It's just like I was saying to a friend of mine, I was like, when I hear people on YouTube be like, they don't want that work. And I'd be like, what work? What work? YouTube? I said to myself, especially when you're not even teaching on it. So you're trying to tell me getting smart with somebody and being on the internet where you're thousands of miles away, where there's no consequences or repercussions, to where you can get smart or be sarcastic with a person that you'll never meet, and it did nothing to add to contribute to our liberation whatsoever, which is supposed to be our initial purpose. Like, is the reason people say they don't want their work, is that supposed to take away from the fact that they're not actually doing work? Like, is that what it is? Is it people who not doing work? So that's when they say you don't want that work because you ain't doing nothing. You ain't actually doing no actual work. So you say this on YouTube, you talk this stuff on YouTube. So, you know what I mean? This is just something that I was just, questioning over and over. Like, I gotta know, how do we, I'm sorry, I haven't been paying attention to the chat. I'm gonna pay attention in 1 second. Like, how do we tell the difference from the people who's actually about it, who's actually about liberation, who's actually about us being together and working together and seeking and reaching or actually, achieving what we've been seeking out, or what we've been saying from day one. So, no matter, it's like most people, all they want to do is just get caught up in this battling trivialness. We battle, our features, we battle, I mean, I just think about certain things that we talk about that's so trivial, that's not really contributing whatsoever. It's not pushing us or progressing us in any further, and we're being stagnated and stifled by it, and don't even seem like we even paying any attention, or we paying any mind, or as if we even care or not. And this is what I'm be asking, like, do people even care? Are we out here for this? Are we out here for this movement? Are we out here to put boots on the ground? Is this our purpose? Or are we just out here to run our mouths? Are we out here just to consistently distract ourselves and just keep talking about different things that's just going to distract us and just keep us, stagnated? So, all right. Ken, you said we have to understand what consciousness and what it like to be conscious, to look at action, also what the criteria to action, also what is the criteria. And I agree with that, 100%, and I guess that's the issue that I'm having. It's like I keep looking at the action, and I always keep thinking in regards to consciousness. Like, I understand that it's levels to it, but what I automatically initially feel like is that what we speak on, what I hear the majority of us say that the conscious community is, when I first got introduced to it, and this is all I heard, all the way up to this day. And then I don't know what it's turned into. I don't know, but it just seems that, it's either one, it's either or, you know what I mean? It's either people just use it to push, further themselves on some, like I said, being famous, or people push it in regards to just trying to, be popular on YouTube. And this is the frustration. This one, I'm like, how do we tell the difference? How do we tell the people who introduce them to the conscious community is really actually about that work? The ones who say it, regardless if they want to bang on it, like, what are they doing now? Because they still facing the same thing that we are. Regardless of how you want to identify, regardless of what ideology, regardless of what, culture, nationality, regardless of all that, you are still treated, like the oppressed, race, in this country, as we all are. So my thing is that, the main thing that I question with them is like, what are you doing? What are you doing in regards to trying to end, what oppresses us? Regardless of what you feel, regardless of what people's definition of liberation might be, realize that oppression exists. Realize that Flint deals with contaminated water. Realize that we are miseducated since we come out the womb, which is why a lot of us got to get conscious in adulthood, or become enlightened or aware of our origination, our history, and who we are, and all the above. In adulthood. Not saying all of us, but a lot of us do. And, we do deal with mass incarceration. We deal with the fact that, we are targeted more. We deal with, harsher sentences, So, that's this reality, in regards to, the forms of oppression that we deal with. So, or the forms of genocide, that we deal with. So that's beyond our control here. And this is something that I feel as though we need to be working on to try to get ourselves out of that role to where we are easily targeted, and I feel as though, that starts with, empowering ourselves, especially economically. And, but, if people are not doing this, as a collective, that's something that I question, because I thought that was the whole reason for being in a conscious community, or even associating with it. And, even when people want to distance themselves from it, then my question to them is, why do they still bring us up? Why do they still bring up the conscious community? Why do they still talk about it? Why do they still build their YouTube channel and boost their channel and their subscribers and their views, strictly, discrediting it? If you don't care for it, then you would pay it any mind, and you would just be about what your purpose on being on YouTube is about. But it's hard when people still bring it up, that they obviously don't care for it. You know what I mean? And then it's like, I mean, that's the main question. So, and then it's mind boggling because a lot of these people introduce themselves to the conscious community. And that's what I was kept saying. It's like they did this in regards to being on people platforms that was in it, attacking it, all the above. So this is just something that I think people need to, take into account here. So and how I feel is just that I feel if you're about, liberation, if you're about activism, if you're about boots on the ground, if you're about building up the empowerment as for us as a collective, because it's about giving back, not just doing for self, but doing for self for us, as a collective, how much ways I can say that, and working together, you know what I mean? So because this is what we say that other races have. And this is what we see from other races. And this is what we keep comparing ourselves to and say, why can't we be the family like them? Not saying like an actual family, because a lot of us don't get along with our own family members, but we're saying that why can't we get the trust back, restore what was broken, and lost throughout centuries. But, get that back to where we can trust, to the point to where we can invest in one another, to where we can work, with one another again, and have that trust, in one another again. So we can be like, other cultures, and you see how they work together and they put it, keep it in the race, keep it in the culture, to the kids, all the above. And this is kind of how we want to do, have our own neighborhood and everything be, maybe even like if we really say we want the Black Wall Street, well, then we realize it's going patience, it takes time, and, it takes bodies here. And it takes, willpower, you gotta have that drive, you gotta have that want, you gotta be willing to do it, and I feel as though, it works, as a collective here. So this is what, I get a little issue with, because most people don't stick with that. They come out, they say one thing, but they don't be about it. Um, Oh, sorry, I saw it get stuck a little bit. You said the people we have in position as conscious leaders, we need to take a second look, make some drastic changes, because they are fail what consciousness is all about. I agree with that, King Devon Phillips. Like, it's not even just that too. It's not even just the conscious leader, which is as well, definitely. And we, a lot of us as leaders in our own right, are followers of them. We in turn pick up their habits, in turn pick up their traits. So, and I see a lot of that. And it seems like it's all about a popularity contest on YouTube, and everybody wants to be popular. And I didn't think that was the whole reason we came into the whole, people want to situate themselves part of YouTube, fine. Stick to YouTube, talk about YouTube, that's it, talk to YouTube. But you came out to the conscious community. When you did that, you made it seem that you were actually a person that was about activism, and you was about consciousness, and you was about, all the levels of of being conscious, and you was about the action, and you was about boots on the ground. This is what we thought. But it was just like, that's what I mean. It's that disguise. It's the fact that they coming under the disguise of it, and they lying to us. So, and it's just a lot. So, and that's something that I'm realizing now. So that's why I was just like, how do we tell the difference? How do we tell the people if they really actually come out, if they really for us? If they really about us. I mean, we don't know. We don't know if they just here for their purpose. We don't know if they here to infiltrate. You know what I mean? We can't trust everybody in regards to that too. So, and it we don't know if they just here for popularity. Like it just so many, it's so many, you know, it's so many questions here. You know, some people come out and they just want to, you know, use the our community to get, like I said, famous, and that's it. So, and they come out saying one thing and they really ain't about no work. Because I mean, you, if you really about work, you can do that on your own. So this is what you supposed to be doing. So and I see people, you know, I don't see it being reflected. I don't see the work being reflected. I just see a lot. I just hear a lot. And then a lot of them, I don't even hear them talk about the work. So that makes me know that they don't really want to be about it. They don't really want to do the work. You know what I mean? So they just want to, I guess, talk here. So, and that's something I'm starting to see too. So, I don't know. In regards to, you know, Black empowerment, it's like, it's supposed to be about, you know, empowering ourselves. It's supposed to be about, you know, liberating ourselves and ending genocide. And there ain't too many out here that that's there. You know what I mean? It's a small number. It's a small few. And most people's here is just to be entertained. Already not entertained. They just here for that. They don't really, they don't want to put in the work. This is why the people who doing the work don't attract them. And you don't attract it because it's the people who tuning in. It's the viewers. They not don't want to do no work. So this is why they attract to the stuff that's going to stagnate, stifle. Because they gotta want to do work. If you don't want to do no work, then nobody who's doing work gonna attract you to it. And that's just what it is. So, but I mean, you said it seems to you consciousness or liberation means two different things. Some people, so that's the reason why we can't get to one place in one mind. Exactly. And that's when I realized that I just gotta focus on the ones who's doing work. Because I was just like, I can't focus on these coons anymore. And these Sambos and these ones who introduce themselves as Sambos. You know what I mean? When they expose and reveal themselves as a Sambo, I can't pay attention to that no more. Because you just strictly hear about stifling it. You ain't doing no work. You ain't doing nothing collective. If you can't tell us what you're doing, then I don't even know why you got a YouTube channel, why you talking to the conscious community. Now, if you're talking to YouTube, talk to YouTube. And don't talk about the conscious community and don't worry about what we're doing. Talk about what your purpose on being on YouTube is for. But y'all don't do that. Y'all come out trying to talk to the conscious community, talk about the conscious community, and talk to the conscious community and reveals yourself as a coon. And I ain't got time for that. You know what I mean? I don't understand how other people fall for the okie doke. I understand how they gullible enough to fall for the okie doke, and people fall for anything. Don't gotta have no proof or nothing. Just fall for it. It's sad and it's pathetic, but that just shows on where they at. But in regards to, you know, what is the priority? Yeah, I mean, because don't nobody ever want to bring up that and focus on that. It's all about the bull and the fuck shit, but nobody want to deal with the real. And the real is what we dealing with every day. And that's these pigs running up on us and everything else the fuck. Maybe if you ain't dealing with it personally, that's probably why you don't give a damn. I guess once it happens to you or family members, that's when you'll come crying and want some attention. But, you know, other than that, this is why people want to stay at home all day. They're scared to go outside, don't want to go outside, don't want to face nothing, don't want to deal with nothing. It's all easy just to be at home, the safeness and comfort of their own home. Don't want to deal with the real world reality, hiding in your house, being on YouTube all day because you're afraid to go out fucking outside because you think that it'll pass you by and it'll somehow escape you. It's like dumb Black women who jump on, you know, channels of antagonizers and shit and jump on their channels and thinks that, you know, if they remind me of, you know, the Black women who side with Tommy Sotomayor. If I side with Tommy, then it don't apply to me He ain't talking about me because I'm siding with him and I'm agreeing with him. That dumb type shit. I just be like, oh my God, like, you know what I mean? And this is what you can't deal with. I can't focus on that. And these people that's just standing still and sitting still. Like, focus on the fucking work. You obviously ain't doing no work and you can't compete with that. You can't battle with no work because you ain't doing nothing. You ain't doing nothing as a collective. We ain't talking about your own individual topic. We talking about the collective because you out here talking to the conscious community. So while you talking to the conscious community, tell the conscious community what you doing for us consciously. What are you doing for us in regards to as a collective? Collectively. You ain't doing nothing for us collectively. Then why is you talking to us? Why is you talking about us? So, but they can't never answer that. They just want to run their mouths. So you said it's all about opportunity and everyone see opportunity different, most of all for self-gain. Yes, and that's what they about. They about promotion and self-promotion and promoting themselves, but they ain't about doing no work for us together. And I ain't understand that. I thought, motherfucker, you was supposed to be a contributor in regards to our movement here, to regards to the revolution. I thought it was already here. I thought all these motherfuckers in this who associate themselves part of this consciousness, or at least talk to this conscious community or introduce themselves to, was about fucking doing something for us, in regard to the revolution. If you wasn't about the revolution, then I don't even know why you came out. So you should have just did YouTube on your own thing, but you saw the conscious community as a quick come up. So you was like, shit, I'm going to come out to that motherfucker. I'm going to come out to the conscious community because it's a quick come up. I can come up on this joint. So booyah, I'm right here. This is exactly how you saw it. And I'm good on that. It shows how weak they are. That's some bullshit. I ain't fucking with this fuck shit. I ain't got patience for this. This is the shit that's bugging me out because I'm coming out here genuine. Ain't asking for no type of incentive from my people or nothing. Coming out here, and I'm thinking that people out here is going to be, I guess that's what's wrong with me. Me coming out here thinking that people is going to be somewhat like me, thinking that, and I think a lot of people do. I think a lot of people come out here trying to link up with people who got a similar, maybe not a similar mindset, but like similar goals in mind. Or you come out and you thinking that somebody's going to be on that similar wavelength. And you like, all right, if I come out here, booyah, I'm gonna find somebody that, is kind of thinking of me same way as me. And we're gonna link up and we're gonna do the work. And I'm gonna just find a multitude of people and it's gonna go from there. Now I realize you can't come out here and all you stumbled across was fuck shit after fuck shit after fuck shit after fuck shit. I could go through my list of just being 2 years on YouTube. From coming across so many different people thinking that they was real, they was genuine, they was about liberation, they was about the movement, the revolution, they was about the work, they was about education, they was about economics, all the above, and all they was about was drama, popularity, fuck shit, talking the bull, giving you the hype, releasing private phone call, like, all kind of drama, sicking people on you, doing some cool lying, slandering you. And you start thinking to yourself, what the fuck did I come out in this for? I ain't getting no incentive. I ain't getting nothing. And I'm dealing with slander and lies. I'm dealing with all this for what? And I'm still putting my boots on the ground for Black people. And then I'm still dealing with people out here who want to get caught up in the fuck shit, who want to believe the fuck shit, who want to believe the slander and lies, who want to deal with going back and forth over the ideology, who want to deal with going back and forth over my culture identification, like all this dumb shit that's not liberating us right now, that's not putting in no work and not building up economics and not putting no boots on the ground. Why can't you do both? You can't run your mouth and still work. All these motherfuckers just want to run their mouth just so they can get money off of YouTube. Everybody just want to use YouTube for AdSense and popularity. Nobody actually want to utilize it to put in work and speak about that and educate and enlighten their people and empowering their people and empower them to the point to where they want to put boots on the ground and be activists and be a part of liberation and want to build up economics and build up the money and build up the work. I thought that was our purpose when we come out and we talk about it. Even if you got a problem when you feel that conscious community ain't doing it, then what are you doing right now to combat it? You can't come out and talk shit and throw stones from a glass house. You can't come out and talk shit and say, well, fuck this kind, they ain't doing no work. But then you can't combat it with saying, well, this is what I'm doing for y'all collectively. Not what I'm doing for my own individual pocket, but what I'm doing for you collectively. And these niggas don't do that. And this is why I'm just like, man, I'm frustrated. I don't want to hear this bullshit no more. Do the work. Let the work speak for it. Stop running your mouth. I can't say that I wasn't guilty of running my mouth, but 2 years passed. And that was long enough. And it got to the point where it's just like, all right, where is this leading you? What's the end result out of this? Where is this going to lead you to after you keep running your mouth on YouTube talking about what everybody else not doing? Where is this going to ultimately lead you, girl? Where you going to ultimately end up? Where we all going to ultimately end up? Do I still got a fear if KKK or the pig might kill me if I walk when I go outside? Is that going to end it, me running my mouth on YouTube? Is that going to end it? So then it was like, oh, all right, well, then what I got to do? I got to reevaluate. I got to reevaluate my purpose and what I came out to YouTube for. And what I want to knock and talk down and speak down on everybody else about. So my thing is that, yeah, I mean, this is just what it is. Hey, peace, Tobias and Michael Feather. So, yeah, I mean, this is just where I'm at. Yeah, I mean, and I'm just trying to tell people and, you know, what it's about. Yeah, I mean, wake them up. Yeah, I mean, and it's just it. But I don't know how we tell the difference. I don't know how we tell the difference of people who's really about that work. Because so many people come out and say that, and it sounds so good. And they come out and regurgitate content from other people's channels and platforms, and it sound all good and it sound all sweet. But then when I ask you what you're doing, you want to take it somewhere else. You want to hit me with some slander. You want to hit me with an insult. You want to disrespect me. You want to call me 50 million bitches. You want to do all this type shit. Get me distracted. You want to hit, you know what I mean? You want to distract me. And I'm like, nah, man, I ain't for that. I'm like, nah, man, I'm asking you, like, because maybe I want to link up and we can combine our shit, combine what we working on together. But you know what I mean? I realize that most of this stuff on YouTube is lies, is alibis, is full of it. You know, lies as disguises, it's all the above. Nobody's really about what they say. So they just strictly on YouTube drama, fame, popularity, you know, and if you gotta get, you know, if that's your main objective, coming on YouTube to be famous or to be popular, that shows me that you're not that in real life. You're not that in the streets. If you so caught up with trying to be popular and known on social media, it's because you don't have that in the streets. And that's just where it is. Hey, Pete, speak, Megalodon. And you don't have that. That's real talk. Because I don't get caught up in trying to have some social media popularity. So I think that's where you are, then you damn sure ain't doing it, damn sure ain't popular in the streets. And if you're caught up in that, it shows me that you're not really conscious as you say that you are. You're not really about what you say that you want to be about. And you know, it's just a complete waste. So, and I'm fed up, I'm tired. So I don't want to hear no more of the talk. You know, I just want to hear people talk about the work that they're doing. You know, so I think that's the only way that I can trust a person's commitment. You know what I mean? Especially when I think about how do we tell the difference? Because it seems like, you know, the talking is good and everybody can do that real well. Everybody's well versed in that. So it's beyond that now. So less they can tell us of what they're doing for us as a collective, less they can tell us that. I don't see people do that. So if I don't see people telling us what they're doing for us as a collective, then they need not to be talking to us. And that's real talk, or talking about us. And that's just real talk. Don't associate yourself with the conscious community. Don't talk about the conscious community. Especially when you know you want to sit there and say, I don't associate with it, but then you introduce yourself to it. So, and but you don't associate with it, then don't associate with it. Period, point blank. But we'll see. So I don't know. That was just something that, some thoughts that was on my mind that I just wanted to get off my chest. Something that was just bugging me, like, how do we really trust? Like, how do we really trust? It's so much fake shit out here. There's so many fake people. And I don't know if you really a Sambo, motherfuckers revealing themselves as that. I don't know if you're just about popularity. Like I said, they reveal themselves as that. I don't know if you're about Hollywood, getting there, get famous. People reveal themselves as that, want to be a celebrity. I don't know if you infiltrating. People revealing themselves as that. It's crazy. And you think about past shit and whatnot. Motherfuckers is just really revealing themselves as infiltrators. So, and I'm looking at that too, questioning that. So, I don't know, because it seems like the majority of motherfuckers is falling into either one of those categories. They fall into being the Sambo / coon. They fall into being the infiltrator. They fall into being about, being a celebrity, or they fall into, being about YouTube popularity, social media popularity. They fall into either one of those 4 categories. And I don't know. I don't know, man. I can't call it here. So shit. Let me know if it's another category out here. Well, right now, this shit, I can't call it. It's just too much. So yeah, that's just something that, a little food for thought here. It's just something that we all need to be thinking about. We should be questioning. We should be looking at. So real talk in regards to a lot of them. So a lot of them who talk of it. That's just what it is. Hey, thank you, Tobias, Michael. Appreciate it. Much love to you. So, yeah, so I don't know. That's just something I'm just feeling there, and I just wanted to get that out. So, all right, y'all. I'm gonna end it on that note. I just want to leave y'all that little bit of food for thought there. It's just something that we need to have back in our mind in regards to anybody who come out in this community, anybody who speak out against it. All the above don't really associate with it, but they can't stop speaking on it. All the above. We just got to look at all of it, because I feel as though if you're a melanated being, then, this is our plight right here. You know what I mean? We know what we deal with. You know what I mean? And you deal with it regardless if you want to acknowledge it or not. If you refuse to acknowledge, you still deal with it. You know what I mean? So you still experience it. And with that said, if you're not really a person that wants to, end that, stop it, then what is your purpose? So is it strictly just having an identity? And where is that going to lead you? So is the business going to liberate you? Pushing your business? I don't know. So is it just strictly about individualism? I don't know. A lot of questions. You said, my girl, we need to talk about it much more. So let's do another one over the weekend. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Yeah, we can do another one over the weekend. That's something I just really want to know. How do we tell this difference? It's a question that I have, really, 100%. And I really want to answer it. But I just feel like, most of it, King Devon Phillip, is probably going to come from what you said, the action. The action, the work. I think that's the main thing that we're going to have to look at and question. And if they're not doing the work for, for us collectively, then I guess that's how we know. That's how we tell the difference. So, All right, y'all. I'm gonna get back. So I say peace and love. Thanks to everybody who tuned in. Everybody gonna watch. Just want to say much love to y'all. Remember, man. I mean, this is a hot topic. You know what I mean? You know, this is something that I think we all should be questioning. You know what I mean? And because we got to make sure that we only work with the people that's for us. We're not going to be able to liberate without that. So we got to be able to work with the people for us, and we got to be able to keep the ones that's not for us out. Because they're going to keep stifling us. They're going to keep pulling us back down and dragging us back down every time we try to soar and climb. So that's why we got to be able to decipher who's for us and tell that difference of who's actually for us. So we can only unite with them and be about the ones who's about their work, and we can just keep soaring and keep moving. And we don't gotta, and we know everybody who's not for us, we ain't let them in anyway. So it don't matter. It's like, okay, we ain't letting them infiltrate anything, because we already found out, we already realized they're trying about nothing. So we just going to continue to be about that work and continue to press forward. Yeah, and continue to keep growing. So that's where I feel like, the drive and the focus, and that's where it's got to be. So that's why we got to be able to tell that difference straight off the bat. Know who's here, know who's real, know who's about it, all the above. So we like, fuck it. We only linking up with these, nobody else. We ain't let nobody else in. And then, just keep moving. Fam? So, yeah. All right, so I end on that. Just keep growing, y'all. Just keep questioning. Keep, the food for thought. Keep it powerful, like all the above. Because this is what we got to do. So we'll continue with this weekend, I guess. Continue to build, but main thing I feel is going to be the action. So. I'm gonna end it on that note. So I just want to say much love to everybody tuned in, everybody gonna watch. Man, keep heads up, keep them boots on the ground. Peace and love.